Q&A. We're going to have interviews. We're going to have videos.
We have a wonderful opportunity tonight because we have a $25,000 matching challenge. And we are hoping to raise that money in the next hour.
Yeah, so let's take a quick look at the fundraising meter so far so we know what lies ahead of us.
People have been giving all day.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Where are we at? 17,000?
That's great.
Whoa.
So we're already 23% of the way there. And so we need $8,000 to get us to that matching gift, which will be doubled and get us to 50. And then we're only 25,000 more to our goal. So over the next hour, we want to raise at least $8,000. Can we do that, Liz?
I think we can.
Excellent. Excellent. So as we said, there's going to be some videos.
There's Robin Yates.
Oh,
hello, Robin.
From Arkansas. Shout out. All right.
And Jordy from Duke University.
In North Carolina. Awesome. Great job, guys.
Lindley.
Okay, another one from Arkansas. Sweet.
Those Arkansas.
I love it. Yeah. So, Liz, I said there's going to be some videos, and I thought it would be interesting for you to tell us a little bit about where those videos come from.
Oh, we have developed a great partner with Alicia Kazonde. He is a Malawian who is a videographer, and we were introduced to him through our international board members. And for the past couple of years, he has been on the ground in the villages, helping us tell the stories of the people with whom we're working. And so tonight you're going to be able to see some of the stories that he is helping us tell.
Yeah, it's just great to have Malawians telling Malawian stories.
Yeah.
So speaking of stories, Liz, do you have some stories you want to share with us tonight?
Well, I think most everybody knows, but just recently I sent out an announcement that I am going to be transitioning out of the position of executive director. It's time for new leadership. And so our USA board has started the search for an executive director. And if you know of anybody, please send them our way. They can go to our website. I have just been showered with so much love and support from the VIP family in these last couple of weeks, letting me know how people have felt about Villages in Partnership and how their lives have been changed because of it. And so I'm so grateful for that. I am going to be transitioning into a new position. I think they're calling it the storytelling ambassador.
Yes.
And so I will continue to be going to Malawi and coming back and talking with our partners about what you are doing over in Malawi.
Yeah. So Liz is not retiring. We're not letting her go. We're
No,
still
not
keeping her,
yet.
still going to work hard.
Never.
All the time. So
Yeah.
tirelessly working. So Liz is going to provide us with some updates from Malawi now. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what we have to see here tonight.
Yeah, thank you. I wanted to start out by reminding people that the communities with whom we partner experience a kind of poverty that we do not know here in the United States. They have to draw their water from a well that might be far away, and oftentimes that water source may be contaminated. They walk everywhere they go. They sleep on the ground. They eat the same porridge every day. We want to equip people with the resources that they identify they need to lift themselves out of this extreme poverty. And so our staff in Malawi, we have 22 staff, and they work with our households, and each staff member brings their own expertise to train and support the households. Many of our staff members grew up in the villages, and so they know the challenges that people experience.
And they know how to work with the local tribal association and as well as the parliamentary government there. So.
Yes. One of the number one requests from people is always access to clean water. And we have been drilling wells since day one. And as you can see in the video playing, when a well is drilled, the entire community comes out to celebrate the opening of the well. It is a really exciting event to be a part of. Water has a direct solution to drill. But
Mhm.
food security is a lot more challenging because it is weather dependent. Malawi has one rainy season, November through March, and that's their growing season. Last year, during the rainy season, a brutal heat wave swept southern Africa with temperatures ranging from 105 to 115 degrees for over 10 days.
Oh my, that's terrible.
Oh,
That's oppressive.
and they did not get a drop of water during that time. And so what that leads to is drought, crop destruction, resulting in no harvest for the year. And that means that people can't feed their kids. And so one of the most effective ways that we have found to combat drought and climate change is with irrigation. We are equipping communities who have a water source within their village with small-scale solar irrigation systems.
Yeah, Liz, one of our partners at Nassau Presbyterian Church really came through for our villagers after one of these particularly terrible droughts. And they experienced this kind of severe drought. And our partner, Nassau, really stepped up and gave emergency funds so we could purchase about 5 of these small solar irrigation systems so people with a water source could pull the water out of that river or creek and irrigate their crops.
Yeah, and so they're able to grow crops during the dry season. So this woman in the main picture, she grew green maize and she sold it to vendors who came and purchased the green maize to sell in the market. And I don't know if you can see, but this vendor is handing her money. She made over $200 from her harvest. And that's significant in an economy where the average income is $1 a day.
Yeah, that's life-changing income right there.
Yeah. Another way to provide families with resources to supplement their harvest is through livestock. When a household is able to manage and take good care of their livestock, the livestock multiplies and a household can sell their offspring to supplement their food. Charles Sicoso, our livestock officer, he calls livestock
the living bank.
A living bank. We love that term, a living bank. And so here is a picture of Charles Sicoso. Before any livestock is distributed, he trains each of the households in how to care for their livestock, proper feeding, proper housing, what to look for if an animal gets sick. And when the animals thrive, so do the people. One of the things that I appreciate so much about our staff is that they know one size does not fit all. Mm-hmm. We are not a cookie cutter solution. Yeah. And so they develop different strategies for different households. For the very vulnerable households, maybe child-headed households, a child who is an orphan, has lost their parents, maybe a household that has very little land, or households that are managed by an aging grandmother caring for orphans. They are so vulnerable that they can't even manage taking care of a goat. And so our staff has decided to provide these households with chickens. So these households receive 10 chickens each that will provide them with eggs and chicks that they can sell. Mm-hmm. This is Conda Health Center. We have a beautiful partnership with Conda Health Center, and they are up to 52 staff now. They are requesting for VIP to build them more housing. We've not been able to start. The community has identified land and we're waiting for the government to turn it over to us, but we are ready. We have the resources donated to build houses at the Conda Health Center. And here is Mr. Msukwa. He is the head clinician at the Conda Health Center, and he recently received the donation of a computer so that he could input data and information about what's happening with his patients. This was a donation that came over
Yeah, we got a donation from a partner who donated many computers actually, and we brought them over both in the shipping container and also as individuals traveled, they packed these computers into their luggage, and it was really great.
Yeah.
I also just want to give a shout out real quick because the med team that's going to go on the medical trip here in 2026 will be meeting head clinician Mr. Masuka.
Yeah, he's a great partner. Here is another scene at the Conda Clinic. This is the under 5 section. We really pay attention to children under 5 because in a society, the most vulnerable citizens are children under 5 because there's a lot of things that can kill them. Their immune systems are not fully developed yet. And so they have a special section specifically designated for children under 5 so that they can monitor their growth. So here they're measuring for stunting. Stunting shows slow growth due to malnutrition. And then when mom and children have been identified, they bring in our VIP staff to work with them at home to teach them about nutrition. We also have the maternity ward, the Huckrow Family Maternity Ward at the Conda Health Center.
All right.
And we are averaging about 120 births a month.
Yeah.
It's really incredible.
Yeah, no longer in the field. They actually get to come to the clinic and go into the maternity wing. Just a beautiful use of our resources.
You just saw the ambulance drive out of the clinic. One of the things that Mr. Msukwa is asking for is that we consider making Conda a rural hospital so that they could do surgery right there at Conda. And so that might be in our future plans. We would really like to consider that with the government.
Excellent.
One Heart Secondary School continues to amaze us. They are ranked among the 5 top schools in the region, competing against private boarding schools. And over half the senior class this year competed for university seats. And it happened that there were more girls than boys among those competing.
All right. Fantastic.
Yeah.
We have some great news, though. Some new
yes,
development.
This is very exciting. We will be, this year, we will break ground for a girls' dormitory at One Heart Secondary School. And the reason why we want to build a girls' dormitory is to allow girls time to study, because they are the ones who, after school, they have to immediately begin doing chores, collecting water, cooking the food over a fire, and that uses up all the daylight, and they have no more time to study. So this is the architectural drawing for the dorm. It will cater to 48 girls, and it is handicapped accessible facilities, which is kind of a new thing in Malawi. And so we wanted to be ahead of the curve and have that in our buildings.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Some of you may have been to the 2024 gala where the Goki family so generously bid on the naming rights of the farm. Well, Tom Goki had a huge stencil designed and brought it over to Malawi with him this past summer. And he taught Fourpence and Joe Majamanda, 2 of our staff, how to use the stencil so that the sign can stay fresh looking.
Yeah, it was great to see Tom and Lucy over there painting the sign. And also there's just a beautiful inscription. I don't know if you can see it, but just a testament to Lucy and Liz about their love and compassion for the people of Malawi. And it's just, Tom, great job on the on that sign and on that saying. It was beautiful to see. And it really kicked off as you pull up to the farm and you see that sign, great things are happening there. So thank you so much.
It's beautiful. You're going to hear a little bit more about that later on in our program about the farm. We have a new partner. They're based right here in New Jersey, Bike Town Africa, run by David Brienza. They came over this year and they provided 52 bikes for all the health workers at Conda Health Center and 203 bikes for the students and faculty at One Heart.
And let me tell you, being there and watching the students and the clinicians at the health center get a bike, it is unbelievable. It's like Christmas morning for them. They jumped on right away, driving their bikes and ringing the bells. It was great.
Yeah.
But the highlight was when they saw Liz jump on a bike and ride around. They thought that was the best. The executive director riding a bike. They couldn't believe it.
They don't know that Americans know how to ride bikes. Some of you have met Sydney Chikalema. This is the little boy that we met the first year we lived in Malawi from Kalupe village. And Sydney was orphaned, and we have followed Sydney all these 16, 17 years. And he just graduated from Wheaton College with a master's degree in humanitarian and disaster relief. And so congratulations, Sydney.
Way to go, Sydney. He's awesome.
He's back in Malawi now and doing well.
And thanks for all those in Chicago that kept an eye on Sydney.
Oh, gosh.
He had parents home away from home.
Yes.
So thank you to them as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
My last slide, this is shows VIP's plans to expand into 15 new villages. Villages are begging VIP for a partnership, and we don't have the resources to serve all the villages. And so we are beginning to meet with them to determine who is ready for a partnership.
So Liz, what's happening in that picture there?
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah, it's a really neat process where they walk through the entire village with the villagers. And then they come back and they make a physical map identifying what resources they have. So if they have a primary school in their village, they point that out, because like us, we tend to take for granted the resources that we have in our community. But they are mapping out their village right now. In fact, Alicia Kazonde made a video about this, and so we're gonna share that with you right now.
Wow, Liz, thank you for all these incredible updates, and looking forward to seeing a little bit more about this video. And are you gonna stay with us, or are you gonna go home and eat some popcorn and watch the rest of the show?
I'm gonna join my husband, but I wanted to encourage each of you that tonight we are raising funds to impact the people. We have been blessed with a bounty. And so we want to encourage everyone to give tonight. And I'm going to go right home and ask Stephen to write a check.
Get your pen out, Stephen. Thanks again, Liz. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And here's the video.
Okay.
Bungwe la VIP ndimangoliva ngati nyuzi zinalo koma sinimadziwa kuti limatani. Kuzindikira kwabwino ndazindikira pamene a VIP afika mudzi muno. Anthu amene pamene afika Zulu tinawalandira mwasangala kwambiri, atatifotokozera cholinga chimene wabwerera mudzi muno, kuti abwera kudzafufuza, abwera kudzachita kafukufuku mudzi muno wachitukuko kapena kuti moyo wa anthu makhala motani.
Villages in Partnership has been working in Kagula for 15 years now, and it has been operating in 29 villages. But in the 2025-2027 strategic plan, we have a plan of going into 15 new villages. So before we go into a village, there is an assessment which we call participatory rural appraisal. It has to be done in the villages before we start working with the communities in those villages.
We engage the people to identify their own problems, and we just come in as facilitators to support them to reduce the burden of those problems in their life.
Mazi amene tikutunga mazi muzisimewa si aukhondo ndoti ndioiva timangogwiritsa ntchito kusukira mbale komanso kuchapika potena zoti tikamatunga maziwo tikachoka pamabweranso ng'ombe ndikumamwera mazi amenewo penanso kugumula zisimezi.
Timakumana ndi mavuto ochuluka kwambiri Wani ngati za umoyo, chipatala chimene tili nacho inde sichotalikira kwenikweni koma tili ndi mtsinje waukulu umene timavutika nawo ngati kudutsa. Ndero kuti tikafika kuchipatala zinja likafika sizitheka pa mtsinje umasefukira. Andi zikatero ndoti azimayi oyembekezera amakhala pa mavuto, chilira pa khomo, maso kudwala nthenda zikuluzikulu ena kumwalira kumene ndi nkhani za uchembere. Maso ana amatha kumati komokera, ifa zimachitika pafoti timalephera kuti tikafika bwanji kuchipatala malingana ndi mtsinje umene timakumana nawo.
Vuto limene tikumana nawo muzi mwamwala ndi la njala. Vuto lili kubwera chifukwa choti titha kulima koma kapezedwe ka fertilizer ndikovuta kuti tikampeze fertilizer.
We are proceeding with two activities. The first activity which we had in this morning was actually to do a resource mapping. We wanted to allow the committee members to draw a map for this village and all the features that are found in this village. So this resource mapping was a process to help the community members better understand the available resources in the community and how best they can use those resources to develop their community. So what we are doing now, after coming up with a list of issues in the village from the focus group discussions which we had yesterday, we are doing a problem tree analysis. The problem tree analysis is also another important tool in participatory rural plays, where now we want the community members to understand the issues in deeper terms.
Nde titanguva zokuti IVMP akubwera muzi wa Mwala tinachilandira ndipo tinalandira kwambiri ndipo tinathokoza kwambiri chifukwa nazo kuti timakhala moyo ozunzika nimene timakhalira ku muzi wa Mwala.
We are going to bring intervention to address the challenges which the communities have.
There are so many villages that request VIP for partnership. Of course, we do not have enough resources to work with all the villages that request for support.
Sonyeza kuti chinthu choti tachilandira muzi muno ndi manja awiri. Palibenso china chilichonse chimene chingathe kuti tingaleseseso pamene pautsatira chitukuko chimenechi.
Thousands of people show up for this PRA, the Preliminary Rural Assessment. It's a big deal for these communities. The communities are begging to be a part of Villages in Partnership because they know what it can mean to their people. As part of our 3-year vision, we were expanding 15 villages. And in 2025, we will identify all 15. And in 2026, we will start our partnership. You too can be a part of this vision. You can join our HERD, which is our monthly donor program. HERD stands for Helping Empower Rural Development. And we encourage you tonight, any amount to give monthly to be a part of what we're doing here would be greatly appreciated by our friends in Malawi. Any amount, like I said, can make a difference, whether you give now or you give monthly. We just encourage you to be a part of what we're doing here at Villages in Partnership. I think it's time to do a few questions, but I think I see a couple shout outs. Hey, is that Adrian? Hey, Adrian from Malawi. Awesome. You know, it is in the middle of the night there in Malawi, and I am so excited. My friends, Charles, hey, how you doing? Did I see Philip there too? There he is, Philip Samuko. You guys look great in that video too, by the way. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Yes, it is my birthday today, folks. So I appreciate some of the birthday wishes that are coming through. My friends in Malawi are awesome, and they've been sending birthday wishes too, as many of my friends here in the United States. So I just want to say thank you very much. It's pretty humbling. We do have a question from Shauna Whitford down in Virginia. Shauna, how are you tonight? How does VIP approach the different needs of each village? Great question, Shauna. As you may have heard of in some of these videos, what we do is we listen to what the villagers need first. As we said, our staff is so good. They're so accomplished, but they know what it's like to be in the village. They work 1 with the government. They work 2 with the tribal authority, the local chiefs, and 3, they listen to what the villagers need. And then they provide individual solutions for them. So it's like, as Liz said before, it's not cookie cutter. We don't say, this is what we're going to do and come in. We listen first and then we act. Great question. And so I appreciate that. Keep the questions coming. We're going to be working with them all night. Yeah, Lindley Yates, join the herd. I think Lindley's a part of the herd. Everybody else join with Lindley. That's great. Hey, while I was in Malawi this summer, I had the opportunity to learn about conservation agriculture. So we were out in the field, shoulder to shoulder, And one of the fellows I was shoulder to shoulder with was a man named Kasim. He's a lead farmer, and his story is unbelievable. And I am excited right now to bring his story to you.
One of the things I love most about Jesus is that he always sees the potential in people. At Villages in Partnership, we seek to live like Jesus, to see others through his eyes, even those who have been cast aside by their communities, like Kasim Alasini.
Nthawi yayitali ndakhala ndikugwira ntchito ku minda ya nzimbe ndemwasoka tsiku lina ndikukoloka drain ng'ona ina ndigwira phazi ndikudula komabe ntabwera kunoko kumuzi ndikuyamba sipano kutakataka za ulimizi kumaona tisizikutheka kena kwatabwera abungu VIP ndipamene sipano anandipasa ukadaula kuti muzipanga izi ndikumaona kuti sopano zinthu zamba kundiyendera bwino kuita sipano ndimaona kukoma kwambiri ndikamasogolera anthu mmuzi muno chifukwa ndi zinthu zosowa munthu ngati ineyo masogolera anthu abwinobwino lero ndikumandimvera pali ena oti akakona munthu kuti mmene ulili amatheka kwamakosala ndikuti zimene nawo angazikwanisa amene ndi ntchito zimene ndikugwira ndinaona kuti aye apapa zobweraso kumene basi ndingopitiriza ntchito imene ndikugwira kuno.
Last year, as I drove to Kanda Health Center, 2 boys flagged me down Shangrai and Talandiri. There have been friends since childhood. One is in a wheelchair and the other his faithful companion. Shangrai has lived with cerebral palsy since birth. He cannot walk, and for years he crawled or was carried by his mom everywhere. But his spirit is unshakable. And that day, he invited me to come to his home, where he told me that he wanted to go to vocational school to learn tailoring, to sew and earn a living. At first, I didn't see how this was possible. Most sewing machines in the village are powered by foot pedals, and he cannot use his legs. But Shangrai smiled and told me there are machines you can use with your hands. And then he proudly showed me how he uses his hands to weave birdhouses, and then he sells them to his community, proving to me his creativity, skill, and determination. VIP helped enroll Shangrai in a national vocational school for people with disabilities. And VIP's education officer, Stuart Ganani, recognized the deep friendship between the 2 boys and advocated that Talandiri be invited into the school as well. So now, Shangrai is learning tailoring and Talandiri is studying bricklaying. And together, they're chasing dreams they thought were impossible. When we love our neighbors, even those 3,000 miles away, we live out God's call to care for one another. Through Villages in Partnership, every person, no matter their ability, background, faith, is given a chance to thrive. Together, we're building the kingdom of God, one story, one person, one village at a time.
VIP is for everybody. I love seeing the inclusivity of Villages in Partnership, the love of this organization, and the support of the people for anybody over in Malawi who needs to move from scarcity to sustainability. Lead farmers like Kasim are coming to the Two Sisters farm to learn conservation agriculture and newer techniques so they can their subsistence farms can be more sustainable. Our board member Dave Specca, and he's also on the farm committee, has recently gone over to Malawi. He and the farm committee and many of you supporters have helped with the shipping container. Quick shout out to Worldwide Logistics for helping us ship that tractor over. So I'd like to bring Dave on and talk a little bit about his trip to Malawi, why he went, and just talk about the trip and what's happening on the farm now.
Thanks, Rich, for having me on. It's a real honor to be able to join you this evening.
Dave, it's always great to be with you. I'm so happy you're joining us. And yeah, you just came back from Malawi. You're there about a month ago. So,
Yep.
so why did you go? Why did you go in October?
So I went in October, first and foremost, because that's when the container arrived into Malawi. And I actually got there just 2 days after the container was delivered to the farm. So the timing was really good.
Fantastic.
And the primary reason that I wanted to be there when it arrived is because there was a lot of equipment loaded into that container that we had to take apart in the U.S. in order for it to fit inside. And so when they were taking it out, they kind of just staged it along the side. And so we spent the first 2 days actually putting the equipment back together again and assembling it. And then after it was built, then we also needed to take the farm manager, Dave Fourpence, and his staff out in the field to show them how to use the equipment. Even though Dave was here in the U.S. The year from September to get some training here in the U.S. on it, there's things that need adjustments in the field and new equipment that wasn't there when he came for training that we needed to show him how to use. So we were able to get out in the field. We were able to make adjustments to the equipment, and things went really well. That farm is actually blessed with some very nice soil. But if it wasn't for the tractor and the equipment we sent, they wouldn't be able to install some of the water conserving technologies that we want them to use, things like drip irrigation and plastic mulch. So these pieces of equipment would prepare the soil, lay the soil in the drip irrigation, and then also be there for other activities like spraying. Also, we sent a mower to control brush in the area because the weeds grow really quick in the rainy season there. So it'd be good to control that with a brush hog, a scraper for the roadways, a number of things that tractor will enable them to do now that they otherwise wouldn't have the time or manpower to get done.
Well, Dave, I want to thank you because you had done a fundraising event on your farm here in New Jersey, and we had raised money to kind of send that all those implements and that tractor over there. I just want to give a quick shout out to Lois Myers, who bid on the naming rights of the tractor, and she named it Clyde. I'm sure we have a picture of you and David Fourpence here somewhere jumping on the tractor, which is great. But I wanted to ask another question. How will the tractor impact the growth of Two Sisters Farm?
So Two Sisters Farm from the beginning was envisioned to be eventually a self-sustaining facility. And it's a large farm. So it is large enough, fortunately, to be able to do the subsistence farming activities that we want to do for conservation agriculture and grow crops at a commercial level such that they could be sold to the local villages and in town and create local jobs for the villagers to come and care for the crops, harvest and pack and so forth. So the tractor will really enable that last piece of the vision, which is the commercial vegetable and crop production to occur. And it'll allow it to be done on a year-round basis. So it's not just during the rainy season once we get these water conserving technologies in place.
That's great. Dave, I appreciate so much you hopping on tonight and talking about your trip to Malawi and specifically the farm. And just want to say it was great to see you and Dave Fourpence on that tractor. And I just want to thank you, the farm committee, and all the supporters who have made it possible to send the tractor over, all the implements, and to really bring the vision that we talked about years ago to life, to fulfill the promises we made to people that, hey, if you support this vision, we're gonna bring it to life. And to have you over there and bringing it to life is just really a blessing to all of us here at VIP. So I just want to say thank you one more time.
You're very welcome. And I just want to add that it was amazing to see all the changes that have been made at the farm already. We're really starting to see the vision of the campus coming into being with the warehouse and the classrooms, the guest house and farm manager's house, as well as other things that are in the planning stages. So it's really impressive how quickly things are changing.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Great. Thanks again, Dave. Have a great Thanksgiving. I appreciate you hopping on.
Well, thanks. Thank you. And same to you.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Let's check in on how we're doing with meeting our matching gift tonight. Whoa, look at that. We went up to $21,000. We are only about $3,500 away from unlocking that $25,000, which will get us to $50,000 just today. So, wow, just thank you everybody out there. That is fantastic. Hey, I just see somebody from Chapel Hill. Thank you for donating. That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, we got some questions coming in. I'm going to hop in here real quick. The staff is incredible. How has the expertise of the Malawian staff impacted VIP's projects? Great question, Lindley. You were there in Malawi, so you saw how awesome they were. Their expertise allows us to listen to the villagers and then implement the solutions. And each one of our officers is an expertise in their field. So not, like I said before, not only do they know their expertise, they understand what it's like to be in the villages, and they have this compassion and this understanding of an ability to communicate with the villagers to make them feel heard and seen and understood. And that compassion coupled with that incredible expertise really allows us to find solutions that work. And they're just, and quite frankly, if you're in Malawi at any time and you're with the staff, you feel like you have a new family. They are just fantastic. Oh, hold on a second. Thank you, Maddie. Just in. Oh, this is so exciting. We just got another matching gift for $10,000. So, all right, let me do the math here. If we get to 25,000, that's 50 today. And we have another 10,000. So if we can match that, that would be $70,000 today. Can you imagine what we can do with $70,000? You are seeing all the progress and all the programs that we're working with to move people from extreme poverty to sustainability. Just think about what that can do for us today. So I'm hoping you guys are excited as I am, because I think we're going to do some major exciting things tonight. Good job, everyone. Do we have any more questions popping up there? We're good? Okay, let's move on. Up next, we have a great story of a woman named Kwapeza. She typifies what we do here in Villages in Partnership. She has picked up more than 3 programs or tools to pull herself from extreme poverty to sustainability. Years ago, we did a survey, and what that survey showed is when people pick up at least 3 tools, they move themselves. And that just started the ball rolling on having this vision that we know what we need to do. We know what works. Now we just need to fund these different initiatives. So over the next 3 years, we're going to be doing all these different, exploring this vision and bringing these things to life. So tonight, be a part of that vision. Be a part of the herd, be a monthly giver, give to make this matching, or maybe consider becoming a multi-year giver and making a 3-year commitment to us. So without further ado, let's watch what this amazing story has to show us.
Dzina langa ndine Kwapeza Chigalu kuno ku Malawi. Ndi ana folo tili pa banja koma nyumba yake so inali yoti ya mauzu ya zidina. Asoedeko kuti anachisamaliro ku sukulu komanso nkhani yakuti pata amuna pakhomo pakabwera ngati mavuto ngati matenda chakudya cha pakhomo. Mapeza kuti munakolola matumba 3 mwina folo komano kuti mudye sichimakwanira. Ndine mulimi wa njuchi kuzera ku VIP. Ndi ming'oma imene ndimapezerako uchi umene ndimakolola kupezerako ndalama. Ndikagulisa uchi umenewu kupeza ndalama kuzera mu ndalama zimenezi ndilinso mu gulu la kusunga ndi kubwerekesana ndalama. Komanso kugulu limeneli uliso ulimi wa business umene timawita kusonkhumba. Ulimi wina wa klabu yakutulukisa mbewu ya mteza, komanso ndine mulangizi wa magulu akutulukisa ndi kubwerekesana ndalama pa Kinkonde. Ndakwanisa kumanga nyumba yabwino yayikulu. Kuchoka pamenepo ndakwanisaso kuyitanisa madzi amene tinali mbuyo moti timavutikira kuti wasake madzi amakhala motalikira namangaso ina ngati ya business. imene imandipasatu ndalama zimene ndimalandira kudzera pa nyumba imene kuzidalira konseku kuchokera ku ulimi wa njuchi. VIP ndagwira nayo kwa zaka 15 monga ngati chaka china chilichonse munyengo zinozo ndimakwanisa ndithu kugula fetereza munapandika matumba 3 zikavutizisa muna 2. Ndikukhulupirira kuti zitukuko zonsezi zinayamba ndi njuchi ndithu.
Wow, what an amazing story. We have Kelsey Carroll here. She went on the first Women to Women trip to Malawi, and I asked her to stop by and chat with us a little bit about her experience. So I'm going to ask a couple questions and hear from Kelsey now. What was your experience on the Women to Women trip?
Thanks, Rich. It was incredible. I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to travel to Malawi and get to meet the women, both American and Malawian, on this trip. The week was really fast, but also we felt like we were there for quite a bit of time to get to fully experience life in Malawi. The first day we went to church, and witnessing the incredible generosity on Paper Sunday was really quite beautiful. I met Lexa, who is my Malawian sister, that day, and it was just, we were overflowing with joy and excitement for the week ahead. We got to go on a few home visits on that first day, but then the rest of the week I spent with Lexa, and we traveled throughout the villages, getting to see the different initiatives that Villages Partnerships has in Malawi. And one was at the school where we got to spend some time with the girls and really get to learn more about the difficulties that the young women face in going to school. But really getting to travel around and spend that time one-on-one with Lexa and our translator was such a gift. What
was the most impactful moment at your time there?
So one of the days we each went to our sister's house and we spent the entire day. And so I spent a day in Konda with Lexa, which is where she lives, and I got to spend time with her family. She gave me a tour when we arrived, and one of the first things she showed me was her incredible kitchen garden, which she uses to grow food and produce to sell in the market to support her family. But I'm a gardener too, and so I really felt a closeness with Lexa when I saw that garden. But we fetched water, we went to the well, we cooked, we cleaned. I rode my first motorbike. We rode it down to the lake, and we picked up fresh fish, and we cooked that up for lunch. I attended a village savings and loans meeting at Lexa's house, and Lexa is an incredible leader in her community. She really it leads the way and brings together women in such a beautiful and impactful way. And I am very inspired by her leadership. And I just feel a real closeness with Lexa, and I feel like I have a sister in her and all of the Malawian women and American women that went on the trip. And I cannot recommend this trip enough.
That's great. That is so great. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you're interested in a trip this summer, 2026, we're going to put some dates up here on the screen for you to take a look. If you're interested in going on a trip, in addition to the Woman to Woman trip, we have 2 friendship trips and a medical trip. If you could go to our website where there's a trip interest form, and you can fill it out there, and we can contact you subsequently. Just another reminder, the Women to Women trip is not every year. It was in 2023 and it's again this year. So if you feel you want to find a sister in Malawi and you want to spend a week walking in their shoes, I really encourage you to sign up for the Women to Women trip this summer. You saw amazing stories tonight. If you went on a trip, you would be able to go side by side with Kasim and hoe in the fields. You might see Shangri, where he may be making a shirt or some pants for you or something. You could run into all these people that you saw on these videos tonight. I really encourage you to think about joining us on a trip. Tonight has been so awesome. We've been seeing so many different things. I'm so excited about all the progress we're making. And I do want to recap that, but I want to check in one more time with where we are on our fundraising. All right, 24,001. We are $999 away from our goal. Come on, we can do this, people. One more $1,000 and we are there. And don't forget, we also have another $10,000 to be matched. So it's not too late. Just because we're at the end of our 40 plus minutes of fast fundraising tonight, we are imploring you to think about more about what you saw tonight and being a part of all the things we're doing. I just kind of want to recap. When I went to the farm in 2023, it was just an empty field with a couple buildings. And then I went back in 2025 and it was so moving. The fields were full of crops. There was a warehouse there. There was a farm manager's house, a guest house. They were building the classroom, clean room. And it's just amazing that what we had a vision for is coming to life. And I'm just so excited for all these things. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart that you, the supporters of VIP, have decided, yes, I want to move these people from scarcity to sustainability. We have a plan. We know it works. And we just need your help to fulfill what we laid out there. So I just want to thank everybody. As you give thanks for your blessings this Thanksgiving, remember you can be a blessing to our friends in Malawi. Have a great night. Have a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. It was more than a pleasure to be here. And thank you for all those birthday wishes. It is so humbling to hear from my friends in Malawi and my friends from here in the United States. Have a great night.